Uh-oh, you are now listening to
D, the Delinquent.
on the podcast.
This is Many Hats, No Cap, baby.
D, the Delinquent. Many hats, no cap.
Welcome to Many Hats, No Cap with Delinquent. Have you ever been banned? Officially kicked out of somewhere? I'm not talking just kicked out the store. I'm talking officially banned. 86th. If you show your fucking face or your ass back on these premises, you will be shot, revived, and shot again. That kind of banned. Well, I have. Several times. Quite embarrassed about it. But it is what it is, and I'm not proud of it. But in this episode, I'm going to share with you a couple of times where I've been banned from some well-known places, some well-known establishments. And then I'm going to get into a situation or story, whatever you want to call it, of when I would get carried away and ban people left and right until one event. Anyway, so the first time I got banned was from the Tanque Verde swap meet right here in Tucson, Arizona. Me and the homie Chance, my brother, and Nonsense, when we first made our first demo CD, which later then became a album, we printed out a whole bunch of copies ourselves. I'm super proud of that. Got them shrink wrapped, got a barcode on them and everything, and we would sell them out the trunk ourselves. We made a killing. $10, $5, and towards the end of the night, we would take whatever it is that you had. $2, $3, a stick of gum. We made out good. We was balling, especially at that age. Things were going great. But like every other damn time, greed kills everything. Greed ruins everything. Greed ruins all plans, all schemes, all scams, whatever you want to call it. Greed murders everything. And well, we got greedy. We were making so much money, we started to refuse, I don't know why to this day, we started to refuse to pay the swap meet for the fucking electric. It's a stupid little fee. It was like $2 at the time. $2 for 2 hours just to plug into their fucking electrical socket. Now we needed that electrical socket so we could play our boombox. We would have the CD playing in the boombox and it would help us sell our units. But like I said, we got greedy. We didn't want to pay that $2 anymore. I mean, if you think about it, if you do the math, that's like when we're selling a CD for $5, $2 is damn near 50% of that. But like I said, we were young, dumb, and stupid, and we got greedy. Well, anyway, at this time, during these times, the owner of the swap meet was very present. He would drive around in his little golf cart, scoping out the scene, making sure all the attendees were having a good time, and most importantly, he was making sure all the vendors, us, were abiding by the rules. And we already became an issue with the swap meet over this damn electric bill. So they kept checking up on us, making sure that we was paying the tab. And we weren't paying the tab. So the owner would keep, coming down and telling us, you got to pay this damn electric bill. Pay my guy when he comes around. And we wouldn't. We just didn't give a fuck. But we would pay for the space, and they just couldn't figure out exactly how to go about kicking us out. Well, one day, this was like weeks into this shit. One day, Nonsense wasn't there. It was just me and Chance selling our units. And we're making a killing, boy. We were like at $800 each. This was a lot of money to 14, 15-year-olds. You feel me? So one day, the owner of the swap meet, along with 2 security guards, comes rolling up in the damn golf cart. They're there to sweat us about the $2 electric fee. Now, I figured out that the vendor behind us had a surge protector with multiple outlets. We plugged into his. He paid for the electric tab. The owner saw that. He didn't like that. I remember him saying, "This is the motherfucking swap meet. There ain't no fucking gray areas, loopholes around this shit. You gotta pay." And we were going back and forth and shit got crazy. Now we had our CDs professionally printed and shrink wrapped and they were shrink wrapped tight. Like, so damn tight, you couldn't just peel the shrink wrap off with your fingers. You had to bite that motherfucker to take that shit off. I took a CD, and while he was talking to the security guards in the golf cart in the middle of the aisle, I threw it at him, thinking I'm all bad and tough. I wanted to hit the owner of the Tanque Verde swap meet. But if you understand physics and how frisbees and how discs fly, you know why this happened, how this happened. I threw that motherfucker, whew, and instead of just hitting him directly, it like curved in the air, went around him, completely missed my target. And it stuck one of these fucking security guards right in the face. Crack! Well, now we really got an issue. Because I was just hoping to hit him in the back, maybe in the ass or something. But no, it flew up and it hit this security guard in the face. He got the CD because it fell in his lap, and he marched towards us. Fucking pulled out his nightstick, whoosh, comes walking to us, boom, boom, boom. He goes, "You motherfucker, you just threw this at me?" Telling me, right? He knew I threw it. I said, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And he's holding the CD. Now, remember I said these CDs were professionally wrapped, super tight. So the CD didn't explode when it hit him, but the case cracked. So he's holding it to me. "You threw this at me, motherfucker. You threw this at me." Now, Chance was working the deal. He was trying to sell 4 CDs to some girls. Chance looks over to me and the security guard, and Chance goes, "What's going on, homie?" I said, "This fool's tripping. This fool thinks I threw a CD at him." Me and Chance, we always had each other's backs. Chance looks at me and he just gives me this face like, "Damn." And he looks at the security guard, and the security guard looks at Chance and he goes, "What's this? What's this then if he didn't throw it at me?" And Chance says, "True story." Chance says, "Hey man, I see a broken CD." And the security guard goes, "Yeah, it's broken because this motherfucker threw it at my face." Chance goes, Nah, check it out, man. You break, you buy, bro. It looks like you owe us $10. I swear to God, Chance told this motherfucker he owes us $10. The owner of the swap meet wasn't having that. He's like, "Nah, that's it. I'm calling the cops. You guys are out. You guys are banned." Cops got there right before we could pack up and leave. They wrote up these tickets, and yeah, I was officially banned. We waited about 6 months, and then we showed up to the swap meet again, and no issue. But that's the thing. You get banned from these big places, and they'll always remember, but they don't always enforce. Does that make sense? Now, let me tell you about another time. I was banned from Dillard's. Hold up, I gotta Google this. Is Dillard's even still operating? I haven't been to the mall forever. Oh yeah, Dillard's is still in business. Good. Awesome. That means jobs for some people out there. Great. I wish y'all the best, and I hope y'all continue to thrive. Anyway, so I was in high school. It was my junior year. And I was with this girl. We went down to the Tucson Mall, and it was the weekend. We had nothing to do. We just wanted to go to the mall. Now, I had about $200 with me. Now, during this time, this was before cell phones. Yeah, I mean, Boomerang was a thing, and some people had Sony Ericssons and shit, but cell phones weren't really hitting yet how they are today. So we're at the Tucson Mall, walking around, and I passed by Foot Locker. The Jordan 11s just came out, Concords. I had to have them. Son. I got me a pair. Damn near took all my money. I was so proud. And at this time, too, there wasn't raffles. You didn't have to put your name in a box and all this shit and hope to be called for a raffle. Or if the shoes were on the wall and if they had your size, it's yours. That's how it was, and that's how it fucking should be if you fucking ask me. But anyway, yeah, so I got a pair of kicks for myself. Damn near spent all my money. When we leave the store, the girl I was with, she was all sad and shit. I go, "What's wrong?" She said, "You said you were going to buy me a pair of pants." Oh, fuck. I did say that. I promised her that earlier that day. I said, well, you know what, man? I used to steal all the time from Macy's and Dillard's and JCPenney. I'll just go steal you a pair. She's like, are you sure? Now, she was a good girl, real smart, good head on her shoulders. And she had a lot going for herself. We were juniors, and she already had like a full ride scholarship somewhere. She's like, are you sure about this? I said, yeah, me and my homies, we used to steal all the time. Like, I'm an expert at this shit. It ain't about nothing. Thinking I'm bad and shit. So we go to Dillard's, because that's where the pants that she really wanted and had to have were at. I said, show me the size that you need. Now they're folded up tight in these little shelves and shit. She shows me the size. She just points to it. And I said, all right, just look out for me. She starts looking out. She don't know what the fuck she's looking out for. She ain't never been through this gangster shit. Anyway, I go through the pants. I rip out the tags and I stuff them in my pants right next to my PP. That's how we used to do it. So anyway, I stuff them in there, and as we're walking away, there was a worker that was putting more inventory in that area. And damn, just my luck. She needed to put more pants that size that I just jacked into this little slot. So she saw all the tore fucking tags and all that shit. She got me. She got us. She makes eye contact with me, and she runs over to her LP, and you know how that shit goes. So I tell the girl I was with, run! We start running. I make it out the door. I'm like fucking far, bro. Like I can get away now. But she was wearing those big ass sandals, those I think they're made by Bongo or Bogo. I don't remember. There were these big, thick, tall sandals. She couldn't run for shit. The LP dude, motherfucking hero, catches her. I look back and I see him with her. Now, I got a heart. Even though I was into all this crazy shit, I got a heart. I'm like, man, I gotta go back. I can't let her take the fall for this shit. She had a lot going for herself. I didn't. So I go back and I'm just walking, strutting. And he's holding her by the shoulders and he's looking at me as I'm walking back. And he's shaking his head. She has her head down. She's embarrassed. She don't know what to do. Right when I get close to these motherfuckers, this dude lets it go, and he grabs me by the collar, and he goes, come here, motherfucker, you trying to steal from me? Taking this shit all personal. He marches me to the back, she follows. We go to the little LP office, he sits me down, and he goes, what are you gonna say for yourself? I go, man, nothing, bro. He goes, where's the pants? I said, here. I got up from my seat, pulled them out of my jock, and I tried handing them to him. And he goes, man, I don't want that, put that on the table. So I put him on the table. And he goes, nah, grab the pants. You're going on the wall of shame. And he points to this wall on his left side. I look, and yeah, there was a ton of pictures, Polaroid pictures, all over this fucking wall of people holding up the items of what they got caught stealing. And he goes, you're going up there. What do you think about that? I didn't say nothing. He goes, stand right there. Points to the fucking door. So I'm standing by the door. I have to hold the pants up. Girl pants, super embarrassing, but only embarrassing now, not then. Anyway, I'm holding the pants, he takes the picture, and as he's shaking this fucking Polaroid picture, because we used to have to shake them back in the day, he's telling me over and over again, aren't you embarrassed? Look at yourself, look what you did, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, whatever. So then a cop walks in. I still wasn't as nervous as I should have been. I was still trying to either play a tough guy, or maybe I was a tough guy at the time, or just a flat out dumb guy. Whatever it was, it didn't get to me yet. So this cop comes in, and this LP dude tells the cop, yeah, this guy just got caught stealing these pants. The cop says, oh, that's crazy. He starts, getting ready to write his report and shit. And the LP guy tells the cop, I'm asking him if he's embarrassed about being on the wall, and he hasn't said anything. So then they both look at me. And I look at them. And the LP guy says again, well, aren't you embarrassed about being put on this fucking wall? I said, nah, man. The LP guy goes, huh? Why? Why are you not embarrassed? How could you not possibly be embarrassed? And I said, look, we're in this little ass room. Everybody on that wall got caught doing exactly what the fuck I did. And the only people that are going to be in this room are other people that got caught doing exactly what the fuck I did. So why the fuck would I be embarrassed? And the cop started laughing. Young man has a point. LP dude, he had his heart broken. He was so proud of his fucking wall of shame, and I just crushed all his fucking dreams. Fuck him. But yeah, I'm on the wall of shame. Well, anyway, so then the cop says, well, we got to call your parents, and if they don't answer, you better hope they answer, because if they don't answer, you're going to juvie. Fuck. Dude says, what's your number? Hits the speaker tone button on the phone. He starts dialing the number I told him. The whole time he's dialing my mom's house number, I'm thinking, fuck, what if my dad picks up? I'm fucked. Because remember my parents' number one rule, you can do whatever you want, but don't bring the cops by here, ever. So anyway, he dials my home phone number. I'm like, damn, this is gonna fucking suck. Because my dad was supposed to be home. Well, actually, my dad was cleaning the yard, thank God. My brother picked up the phone. Hello? And I go, Dad. My brother goes, huh? Hello? I go, Dad, listen, it's me, your son. Like, who the fuck says that, you know? And my brother goes, what's going on? I go, Dad, listen. I kept saying dad over and over and over again, hoping that it'll fucking settle in his brain that I need him to play dad right now. I go, Dad, listen, Dad, it's your son, Dad. And my fucking brother, he's only 11 years older than me, only. But it was funny because then it like clicked. And I know it clicked in his brain because his voice went from his normal voice to all of a sudden a deep, what's going on? I'm sorry, I can't go any deeper than that. I said, Dad, I got caught stealing. I'm here at Dillard's. I need you to pick me up. If you can't pick me up, they're going to take me to juvie. My brother goes, oh no, that's not good. And I think the cop knew what was going on, but the LP guy was just nodding his head like, yeah, your dad's going to beat your ass. If you only fucking knew. Anyway, so my brother says, all right, son, I'll be there in about 30 minutes. So they hang up and we're just waiting. And the cop tells the girl I was with, what's your dad's number? I'm like, hold up, man. Like, let her go, bro. Like, I did everything. I stole the pants. He's like, yeah, and she didn't have nothing to do with it. You just stole girl pants because you like to wear girl pants? I said, no, man, it was a gift for her. I fucked up. She told me not to do it, but I still tried to do it. I'm sorry. Just let her go. Because she had a lot going for herself. I didn't tell the cop this, but that's why I was saying that. Like, she had a lot going for herself. I didn't want her to catch any trauma from this situation. You feel me? So when the cop says, well, she still got to call somebody to pick her up. And I go, all right, but can you just please not tell them why? Maybe just say my car broke down or something, please. And the cop says, well, you seem like a bright kid. I don't know why you're doing all this dumb shit. But yeah, we can do that. And that was cool. He calls her house number. Her mom answers. He tells her, hey, your daughter's here with the police. Everything's all right. The guy that she was with, his car broke down. He's with the tow truck right now. I told her I'd help her out and give you guys a call. Somebody needs to come down here and pick her up. All right, I'm going to send my daughter, which was her older sister. So, yeah, that was taken care of. She got there quick, faster than my brother did. She picked her up. She left. That was that. That was the end of that. So anyway, I'm still in this fucking little ass room waiting for my brother. And we're waiting, chilling. And some worker comes in with my brother. 'Cause my brother didn't know where to go. So when he got to Dillard's, he tells one of the ladies, yeah, I'm here to pick up my brother. He got caught stealing. No, I'm here to pick up my son. He got caught stealing. So she took him to the back, and my brother walks in, and I'll tell you this. My brother, he used to be a break dancer. He was real deep into hip-hop. Like, he was into streetwear and Nike, Jordans, Adidas, Puma, Karl Kani, Tommy, But he had to act like he was my dad. So he was trying super hard to look older than what he really was. So when they opened the door and that first lady walked in, the worker, she's like, yeah, somebody's here to pick up their son. Yeah, let him in. My brother comes in. This motherfucker put on a thick flannel, trying to look like a construction worker, and some Carhartt pants that my dad has had for yard work and shit, just laying around the house. He put those on, and he had on some boots. Tore up ass boots that my dad would wear to work. My brother was just really trying to sell this fucking role of being Pops, you feel me? My brother's just quiet. And then then the cop says, "Are you Hector?" Which is my dad's name. My brother Danny says, "Sí, soy Hector." I think my brother was scared that I told them that my dad doesn't talk really good English. It was just funny, bro. It was just mad funny. So, yeah, they let me go with my brother, but before I left, I had to sign this paper that I will never step foot in the Dillards again. And then they wanted me to write some formal apology. I never did that. Fuck them. Fuck them. Yeah, that was that. There's been many other times where I've been banned from places, been banned from coffee joints, been banned from a candy store, man, too much to fucking list. Super embarrassing. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. Now, I'm gonna get into when I was working at a pawn shop. And when people would get crazy with me or with us, I would kick them out left and right. I had the green light to do so for my DM and RM. Because the DMs and the RMs at the time, they would always emphasize to us, you're here, you come to work to help people, not to take shit from people, not to get threatened by people, yada, yada, yada. If they fuck with you, kick them out. Do whatever it is that you gotta do to get their ass the fuck out. That was the green light. And at first, I didn't let it get to my head. But then you get comfortable with where you work. We all do. And I got comfortable. As soon as people started getting hot-headed with me or with one of my teammates, I would kick their ass out. I wouldn't officially ban them. I would just kick their ass out. And they would get it. They wouldn't come back. Well, one time, there was a couple that came into the store. Now, this was after I was already kicking motherfuckers out left and right. I loved helping people. I really did at that job. I really did. But also, like I said, I had the green light. If you fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you too. I'm gonna match your energy, dog. I'm gonna kick your ass out with the same words you're using towards me, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, so a couple came in. Now, there was this display case right next to the cash registers. It had all the expensive little items. Ray-Ban sunglasses, Cartier glasses, digital cameras, GoPros, cell phones, shit like that, even some watches. Now, early in the mornings, we would get super busy, understaffed. I would just leave that case open so buyers can just come in, open the case themselves, and check out what they want and purchase if they wanted it. I was respected at this store. Nobody stole from me. Nobody ever stole from me. Because they knew I respected them and they respected me back. And, Well, anyway, this couple came in. And this one dude stole some fucking Ray-Ban glasses. And he also stole some vintage Oakleys with earbuds attached to them. I don't remember what they're called. But he pocketed them. And the girl he was with, I found out later, didn't know what he did exactly. But anyway, the girl he was with was on the other side of the store. He pockets this shit and he runs out the store. I don't know what's going on yet. I'm too busy helping customers with their loans. And then some random customer comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, Pedro, that dude that was just at that case, he just pocketed 2 fucking sunglasses. I don't know exactly what they were, but he just put them in his pocket and he bailed out." I go, "What?" I stopped what I was doing, ran out to the door, and I saw him about to cross the street. And I go, "Hey, what's up, motherfucker? Come back." He actually stopped and came back. And as he's coming back, I'm just talking shit to him. "How fucking dare you steal from me, dog? What the fuck's wrong with you? Nobody steals from me, blah, blah." I'm just going on this whole rant. And then he has the nerve to say, "You shouldn't have left the case open, dog." I go, "Nah, fuck that." And he's right, but I'm pissed. So I go, "Nah, fuck that. That's not how it works, bro. Nobody steals from me. Everybody knows how it works here, and you fucked it all up." He gives me this shit back. I go to the display case. I put him back in the display case. I close the case and I lock it. Just to let everybody know that I'm pissed. And I really was pissed. So I go back to the counter and I start helping people. Now, as this whole wave of customers is done, the dude that stole from me, he was already gone. But the girl Remember, it was a couple. His girlfriend stayed behind. Now, as I'm done helping everybody, the girl is there, and then she tells me, "Can I get my speaker back?" And I go, "What fucking speaker? What fucking speaker are you talking about?" And she goes, "That one. And it's in the case." I said, "What do you mean your speaker? This is our speaker." Then she flipped out. She goes from 0 to 100. She started talking all crazy, and she's fumbling with her words, I'm not hearing it. I'm so pissed because she's guilty by association. She came in with that dude that stole from me. And honestly, I'm thinking she's tripping. Like, this speaker is in the case. What the fuck are you talking about, And it was a badass JBL Extreme, and it was new at the time. Extreme speaker. It was, a couple $100. And yeah, I'm just going off, telling her, "No, you fucking tripping. Get the fuck out, blah, blah." And then she's trying to explain herself how the speaker got in the case. And I'm not hearing it. I'm just not listening to it. Like, "Nah, you tripping, bitch. Nah, get the fuck out of here." Before she leaves, she ends up telling me, "You're fucked up, dude. Like, you're not even hearing me out." And I go, "I don't give a fuck." And then she starts calling me an asshole and all these other names. And that's when I finally called her a B word. And I regret it, but I did. I said, "Get the fuck out. You ain't welcome here no more, blah, blah, blah." She wouldn't want to leave. She's just talking shit to me at the door. And then I pretended to call the cops. I really didn't call the cops. I never liked calling the cops. I still don't like calling the cops. But I pretended like I was calling the cops just to pump some fear in her heart. And it did. It worked. As soon as she saw me get on the phone, she thought I was really calling the cops. She's like, "You're a fucking asshole." And she's crying. Like, she's bawling her eyes out. And then she finally leaves. So anyway, the day continues. The next day comes, we have this big inventory. Now, our inventories involved corporate and LP, and other people would come from other stores and help us knock this shit out. There was so much inventory to audit. So we're doing inventory, and then we would make a pile of things that are just not supposed to be in the system. Usually it's like a fucking drumstick, a tool, a fucking baseball hat, something that is just not in the system anymore, and it makes no sense why it's there. Well, anyway, in that pile, you guessed it, the speaker ends up in that pile. We start running the serial numbers. It's not in the system at all. And of course, this was fresh. I remember what happened the day before. So I bring it up. I tell my regional manager and district manager about this girl that was going on and on about it being her speaker and how it didn't make sense to me because it was in the case. So he goes, "When did this happen?" I said, "Yesterday, bright and early, bro, like 9 a.m. So we go back to the cameras. Man, I feel so bad. To this day, I still feel bad. We go to the cameras. We get to the point where that dude pocketed those sunglasses and then he ran out. And, we see the whole thing go down, whatever. Then we play it back, and now we just focus on the girl. When that dude ran out, and then I go after him, that girl reaches into her purse, and she put the speaker into the case herself. And then she just sat there. Not sat, but she just leaned up against the counter, waiting for this whole shit to play out. And then I go back on camera. I'm on camera now, and I put the sunglasses back in there. I shut the case and I lock it. And right before I leave the case, she reaches for me, but she misses my shoulder. That dude leaves, and she just stays there floating around, real quiet, real respectful. And I helped everybody out, and yeah, then all that shit played out. So what I concluded from that was her boyfriend stole from us, from the store. And she was willing to cough up her speaker to prevent any drama, to help. Like an eye for an eye, like a trade. My boyfriend jacked those two sunglasses. I'm going to give you guys my speaker, or maybe our speaker, to make up for it. And then when I think back about her trying to explain herself, she spoke broken English. She was trying to tell me the whole time exactly that. But I was so caught up on my fucking high horse and that green light of kicking people out, I didn't let her talk. I didn't let her speak out. And what's fucked up is I never had their contact info, never knew their names. I didn't know anybody that knew them. But yet we have this awesome, badass speaker. And we kept it on the counter for months, bro. Because I told all my coworkers, if we ever see that girl outside, make sure you call her in here and give her that speaker. Nope. She never came in. So then I get out of that job, right? And I'm done with that industry. I'm done with that company, that store. Maybe 6-7 months later, I go to the Circle K across the street from this store just to get gas and a fucking Reese's. I love Reese's, by the way. And as I go up to the door, there's an old lady holding a can out asking for donations. I look at the sign on her chest. She was wearing like this poster around her neck with some yarn. It was a makeshift big poster necklace, whatever you want to call it. And she was trying to raise money for her funeral. And guess whose picture was on that poster? That girl. Crazy. You might say, oh man, it's just a speaker. That ain't nothing to feel bad about. But I'm telling you, man, if you would have seen the way that she was crying and trying real hard to explain herself, and my dumb ass just wouldn't let her, I think you'd get it. But after that, nah. I never got back up on that high horse again. Even when I was assistant manager at other locations and manager at other locations, and when it was time to kick people out, nah, I just wouldn't. I learned how to flip the script and make themselves kick themselves out. The easiest way to do that is, man, if you don't get out, bro, I'm just going to call the cops. I would pretend like I would many times. And the times that I actually did, I did, and just walked away, and I would let the police do their fucking job and let them deal with it. All because of that speaker.
D, the delinquent. Many hats, no cap.